Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. My name's Kirby, if you haven't seen before, and you join me on my first job of the week. I've had a half day today, so this is my only job of the day really, but Ford Fiesta. I got called out last week. RAC had been to say there was a misfire. I said only a spark plug or a coil pack was needed, but when I got here, don't know if you can see down there, there's a load of coolant in the spark plug well, so common issue, coil plugs, so we'll get those done. Okay, that's the cam cover off. You can see it a bit more clearly now. Basically, there's a few of these 8mm bolts. Got to take the timing cover off a little bit. There's some bolts down there, and then just pulls up with a bit of force. Right, we're just going to suck all the coolant out. Got as much out as possible with that, but there's still just a bit left, so just going to get some out with some rag. So that's about as much as we'll get out. So we've got genuine Ford bits because we're also doing this housing down here. So yeah, we got it from Ford's. There's a new revised plastic housing, and yeah, a couple of coil plugs. Right, before I go any further, just got to drain the coolant out. Okay, that's one out. It was quite stuck in there. I was trying to push a hole through it and then lever on it. Right, after some messing about, that's the new coil plugs in. To be honest, I made a bit of a boo-boo. Where is it? I punched a hole into that one, and it was a bit looser than the first one I done, and it popped into the cylinder head. So just had to get a little hook tool, but it took forever. But they're in now. Time to put this head. Oh, I might just do this bit as soon as it's open first. Right, actually, I thought I'd get the cover back on, new spark plugs in. Just got to do a few more bits up here, then I'll get to work on that. Right, that's the housing out. You can just see they've modified it into a plastic one. They've got a rubber seal instead of a gasket. So we're going to get this one on now. Right, that's that finished. Done it all off camera really, because getting that coil plug slowed me down, but no leaks, no misfires. Just bleeding out the coolant now. Delete any fault codes, and that'll be me done. Right, thought I'd better stop off, and I've got this sales car here, Mark 6 Golf. Done a timing belt on it the other day. Started it up, was running it for a while, getting it hot. Needed a service, so done the air filter, done the fuel filter. After I'd done the fuel filter, wouldn't start, and I can't get it to restart. So just having to play about with that. But I need an extra pair of hands because I've tried priming the fuel filter. But yeah, we're not getting any fuel pressure up to the rail, so Nathan will be along soon. He'll crank it, I'll spray a bit of brake cleaner up the intake, and hopefully it'll start, but pain in the backside. Right, that's me done for the day. I got that Golf going. I had to get Nathan to come along. and as soon as he was cranking it for a bit of brake cleaner, lightly up the intake system, it caught once or twice, and then yeah, it was good as gold. So got that done, and we've actually got someone coming to look at it tonight, so hopefully that one will be sold and move on to the next one. So that's it for Monday. See you again tomorrow. It's Tuesday morning. I'm in the van. I'm on the road again. I'm trying to be like Asheville. Yep, so Tuesday morning. Should have 4 jobs on today, but one of them hasn't confirmed. So looks like it'll just be 3. And I'm not too bothered about that because it's meant to be raining all day. So we'll see what we get done. First stop, go get some parts. Here we are at the first one. So Discovery broke down, side of the road. Drive belt is missing, and I think the tensioner has just given up. Apparently this has all been diagnosed by the customer. So we're going to slap that on and get on to the next one, hopefully not too shortly after. It seems like he's already had a go, because I've just got here and realised the locking wheel bolt key is on there and that's all loose, so we'll do a proper job. Right, that's the wheel off, and you can just see up there the complete pulleys come out. Normally when these belts come off they damage the crankshaft sensor, but this one's all intact. So we'll see if we can get that bolt out, hopefully not too much issue. Get the new one in. This is the difference. This is how it used to look, how it currently looks. All looks the same. Bosh that in there. Go fit it. I'm gonna try and get up there. So, got a little notch on the back to line up there. See if we can do this one-handed. Try and just get that centre thread started first, just so it's got something to hold it in place. There we go. Right, that's the belt routed correctly. Just got to pull that tensioner. There's a pin up here, and just release that, and there we go. That's all on. Last thing we do, just torque up the wheels. Leave that back in there in case he forgets it, or I forget it. I've done that before. I've left the locking wheel bolt key on the wheel, driven off, thought, oh no. I've had it still on there once, a couple of times. Yeah, it's just fallen off in the road, so I've had to get some new locking wheel nuts for the customer. Right, here we are on the service. Got the canopy set up, air filter, spark plugs underneath the air filter housing, and then we'll get it jacked up, get the oil out, have a look over the rest of the car. So that's the oil draining. We'll just open the cap. Oh, that's tight. Just to let the air through. and it should run a bit quicker. And then whilst that's draining, we'll have a look over the rest of the car. So we'll go around, have a look at the suspension, brakes, any leaks underneath. That's that one done. Got the second one in now. Another full service on this Audi. So we'll get to that. Bit of lunch first. Staying out the rain, staying nice and dry. Okay, those coil packs are sticking in, even though I've run the engine up for a little bit. Still got to run it up a bit more to get the cylinder head a bit hotter, because what happens is the coil packs get stuck in there. It's because they're rubber at the bottom, so let's just warm that car up a little bit longer. Just thought I'd show you guys, you're probably not going to be able to see it, but just down there into the cylinder there is oil in all but number one. So I'm going to have to advise the customer on that. Could potentially be issues there. Right, that is the service done. I got carried away and just started doing the service and not filming bits, but I'll see what I've got left on there. Just put this engine cover back, and then just got to reset the service light. So with a full service, we scan the whole car, check for any faults, and report back to the customer. So far so good. And then we'll reset the light, stamp the service book if it's got one. Right, that's those two cars done. Only real thing I found with the Micra was the track rod arms had some play, but she knew about that already from the MOT. And the Audi, again, well, I say not much wrong with it, actually something major wrong with it. It was the bonnet release was broken, which isn't a problem, but then it had oil on top of the cylinders. All round the spark plugs and the coil packs were dry. An issue with those engines, quite a common, well-known issue with the piston rings, I believe. So, and that car hasn't got a full service history either, so it's not like you'd get goodwill from Audi either. So that'd be quite a costly repair. I'd advise him to get rid, really. It just end up costing him a lot of money. And so yeah, on to the next one. Actually, no, not on to the next one. I actually sold a car of mine, a personal car, an Audi A4 Estate, to a customer because he had an old Freelander and it blew a hole in the block. So I sold him my car because I weren't really using it. Lovely little car, but yeah, it just had the reverse parking sensors, just they're slightly out of the bonnet, so every time you put it in reverse they would beep constantly. So I said I'd go and fit that for him today, but he went away and he didn't leave me, or he didn't message me just to let me know where the key was. So he finally got back to me just when I was on that job, but with the weather the way it is, I'll go another day. He's away till Thursday, so I'll go Thursday morning, get it done for him. But now I'm just on my way to my mate's garage, because that's where I dump all my waste oil, and it's building up in the back of the van now. So I'm gonna go tip that, go have a chat for a while. It's 3 o'clock. It's me done for the day. Go home, clean the back of my van out, because it's a bit of a mess after that. It's a bit wet and whatever. So yeah, and we'll see you tomorrow. Wednesday morning. The weather's looking better, a lot better today and tomorrow. Sun's out. Might even get the shorts on at some point. Busy old day, but luckily I think if I can get them all done, there will be 3 jobs all in the same street, so that might not be too bad. So yeah, I'll see you at the first one. First job of the day. We've got a Volvo XC90. Just in for a service and a bit of diag. It's got a ABS warning light on the dash. Right, I'm actually all done with that car now. Sorry about that. Just got distracted with phone calls and the customer. So being able to film, not really doable. But yeah, just an oil change, that was fine. Had a look around the car, pads and discs all round needed doing. They were quite low on the back particularly. The ABS fault is to do with the driver's front ABS sensor. So I've just got to quote all those bits up for her. And then also got another job out of it. Her partner's Range Rover had a suspension fault, probably some sort of air suspension fault. So now we're just on our way to get some more parts, and then we'll head on to the next job. See you there. Alright, here we are at the next job. Mark 7 Golf. He's just crashed into something. Wishbone's gone, and the track rod's like a banana. So gonna get the lower arm out first, then get the track rod arm out, I think. Right, there we are. New arm on, track rod arm, track rod end. Boot is put back on with the clip. Probably can't see it in the light, but that's all on there. Talk to spec. I think I've got the wheels pretty much in line. So this one is pretty much facing there. This one's in a little bit. So it's definitely going to need wheel alignment, but he knew that, and it doesn't look like there's any more other damage. There's, for some reason, something's hit up there. Not quite sure what that was, and it's taken the wheel arch trim out with it, but I think you'll get away with that. Right, that's the Golf done. Got a bit hot and sweaty. Lovely. Yeah, weren't too bad, fairly straightforward. Had to cut the track rod arm off because it was all bent, and the securing nut for the track rod end wouldn't wind off. Yeah, could have done with a bit of shade, you know. I moan when it's raining, I moan when it's cold, I moan when it's hot. I don't know what's worse, to be honest. I think I'd rather be cold and then just put a couple of layers on, or it'd just be lukewarm outside. I'd be happy with that all year. But anyway, on the way back to the job from Monday, the Fiesta, the woman called up and she said it's all running good, but there was a small drip underneath, and they drove somewhere, and by the time they got there, the water had run out. So yeah, just got to go and look at that, because I think it's just as important to give good after sales care. You know, if you've done a job, that's great, you can take their money, but it's about, if you do get issues, because you do, it's about being a good business owner and looking after that customer if anything does go wrong. So we'll go back there. If it's anything to do with what I've done, then I'll happily put it right. So I'll see you there. Okay, so here's what's happened. This hose here that goes into the radiator goes into this coolant flange that I changed yesterday, and the end of the hose is just swollen where it had this old clip on. Now I couldn't get this clip on that way because the bolt that holds the housing on there, I had to get another bolt from my spares kit, because the one that was originally in there was then too short, because they've modified this housing. So what I've done, and that circlip, Jubilee clip wouldn't go all the way to the end as well, because of the head on the bolt that I've tried to put in there. So now I've put this Jubilee clip on, this clip on as well, and it doesn't leak. I've pressure tested it. So this is the bolt I had in initially. So see, it's just got that 13mm and then the little chamfered edge. So I've gone for another 13mm, but without no chamfered edge. That should just about clear it. So I've just got to cut this one down and re-thread the end once it's cut. Right, so that's the repair done. We've got that bolt in there. Got it pressurized, not leaking anywhere. Ideally, like I said, it needs a hose, and probably that rear one as well that goes off to the heater matrix. Next up, we have this little Skoda Fabia for an exhaust, because we've got a bit of a leak coming from the flexi. I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but yeah, that's where it's coming from. Soaked up all these bolts, so hopefully they're going to come off nice and easily and cause us less headaches. Let's go. I think I might put the lottery numbers on. Anybody knows, working on cars, these bolts normally snap, and then got the O2 sensor out. Literally just fell out. There's no stripped threads, so it's just those down the bottom now, and we were able to get it out. Alright, gonna have to get the twist sockets on this bolt. So rusty. Let's see if we can set you up. There. That should be just right, that one. Snap. Spoke too soon, didn't I? There we are. Old one is out. You can see that's just flipping about. Yeah, the centre bracket come off all right. That was the only one that gave me trouble. So yeah, we stick that on. Job's a good one. There we go, nice new exhaust, new gaskets, new clamp. This bolt's replaced. Job done. I did have one more job to go do. Well, it's for the same customer and it's on my street, so yeah, it's about 4:15 now, and it's a service, so that'll be a couple of hours. Takes me into about 6:15. But my van looks like that. So I think I'm gonna have a bit of a tidy up first, and we'll see you tomorrow. Morning, it's Thursday. We're nearly through the week. Just been to pick up some more parts, some service bits. Can't remember if I mentioned it, but I've had a job cancelled for today. It was pads and discs and a full service on a Range Rover. Bit of a messer, I think, to be honest. Originally called me up, he'd gotten a few prices, asked me to price it up. I've come in just under his lowest price. Really happy. He'd said, right, let's get you booked in. So got him booked in, and from that point on it was just constant phone calls. I mean, I don't know what you really need to call back for once you're booked in. I mean, he just bought a car. He was saying, could I have a look over it before I do anything? I said, well, that's what I do anyway, you know, have a look over the car. But if you've just bought it, servicing it, and you know, if the brakes need doing, then they've got to be done. And then he messaged me late Tuesday evening asking to cancel because his shifts at work have changed, which is fair enough, you know. I get it, some people work different jobs and they have to go in at different times unexpectedly. Not a problem, but the problem I face is that's 5 hours worth of work, give or take, out of the diary for the day, and I've now got to fill those hours. And then so I said to him, yeah, that's fine, when do you want to rebook for? But because you've now cancelled once, I'm going to have to get you to leave a £60 deposit, which I think is reasonable. I don't know, let me know in the comments, do you think, would you do that, or would you just rebook him in and take him on his word that he's going to be available the next time? And funny enough, I didn't hear back from him, so I messaged him just yesterday afternoon saying, hi mate, just seeing if you still want to go ahead, because I'm due to pick up the parts today. If you don't want me to, I mean, that's not a problem, I'll cancel the parts. And he messaged back saying, yeah, for now, cancel the parts. Might find someone cheaper, might realise he's not got the money, I don't know, but just a little honesty wouldn't go amiss. But anyway, we've managed to fill the diary. Just some nice easy work. I don't know if you remember, but I cancelled a job Monday when it was raining, the rear parking sensor on the Audi A4. Didn't do a service yesterday for the same woman I'd done the exhaust for, different car, same woman. And also my next door neighbour, well, my next door neighbour's husband, or ex-husband, he wants a service on his car, so I'm going to go do that as well, which I'm on my way to now. So hopefully, fingers crossed, touch wood, should be a nice easy day, but I've probably jinxed myself now. Right, we'll see you at the first one anyway. As you can see, I've had a small tidy up. Just makes life a lot easier. There we go. Got the car up. Just draining the oil. Have a look around. I've looked after this car a bit, so I know what it needs and doesn't need. Finished up that service on the Tiguan, and then I just had another service, just an oil and filter change on a Jaguar XE. Didn't really film it, nothing to see there, to be honest. I'm sure you don't want to sit through endless oil changes. And just on my way to this Audi for the parking sensor. So hopefully I can just pull the bumper off, and I'm assuming glue it back because it's still working. I think it just sits ever so in, if I remember correctly. I don't think it's popped all the way in. Yeah, and he had an overboost code, so we'll have a look at that. But on those Audis and VWs, the vanes in the turbo tend to get stuck. I think they're quite a common issue. This one's quite a high miler as well, so yeah, we'll have a little look. Here she is, my old car. So we've just got two of the parking sensors just sitting out, so I'm just going to take the bumper off and just use a bit of glue. So got to get the lights out first. It's a little cap here, and then a little plastic bolt thing there, and then I assume there's some little screws elsewhere under there. Okay, this was a bit longer than expected. There's two 10 mils there, two 10 mils there. Got to take this trim off a little bit and just get in there. This side's a bit more of a pain because you've got the Bose sort of sound system here. Don't really want to take all of that out if I can help it. I've glued this one up, just gonna have to clean that up. Just holding it there for the time being. Keeping that in place with some tissue, keeping it pressed against it. I'm gonna do this one. Right, that's the bumper done, or the reverse sensors anyway. He also complained about a overboost code. The engine light came on and went off, and he's got a little scanner, and it came back with an overboost code, so I'm just gonna have a little look into that. Let's put it in reverse. Oh, and you can hear that? No constant buzzing. Well, nothing's coming up still. Like I said, it's probably a bit of a hot one. It's probably the vanes within the turbo just getting stuck. So might see if we can put some cleaner through it or something, because otherwise it's stripping the turbo apart and whatever. But you know, it's got good mileage on it. Before, I actually bought this off another customer, and I looked after it then, so I know it's a good car, and I wouldn't really want to sell a car, let alone to a customer, that I didn't think was any good. So actually, it's a really good car for the mileage and the money what you paid for it. So yeah, on to the next one. Right, next job. Again, just another service. Got the oil draining out. I'm gonna have to get a step because I'm too short. I could reach, but why make it difficult? So then we got the spark plugs, and we got the stupid oil filter under here. Yeah, just a really crap place to put it, really. Air box back there, got the air filter for that, so it might be easier just taking off this pipe anyway. Take it off there, take it off there, take this off. What a palaver. Whew. What a day. Look at the ginger in the beard. It's pretty much done with that. Just got to do it. Pollen filter. Just having a bit of a clean up. Always clean out my oil drum after every service for some reason. Just keeps things tidy, doesn't smell. drain coolant into here as well, so you know, and when you're disposing of the coolant, it's good not to have it mixed with oil if possible. It's Friday, finally made it through the week. Yesterday I forgot to film the rest of that car because I sat down and that's it, I just stopped. I was so tired, and those pollen filters are an absolute pain, so got that done. And then I was meant to cut the grass because the wife's been on at me to get that done. It is looking a bit long, to be fair. Yeah, so I got that done, but here we are. I've already been out to a call out this morning. Messaged late last night just saying his under tray was hanging down, can I come and screw it back in? Audi TT. Done that this morning, and now I've got a Peugeot 107, I think it is. Little thing, good customer of mine. I think he's a bit of a car trader in his spare time, but he's a nice guy. Got a couple of jobs on his cars. He's got a Honda he bought with a transmission leak, I think he said. So we'll see what that is. And a drive belt as well on the little Peugeot, apparently. And then what have we got? We've got another service. It's been a week full of services today. It's not usually this many services. I feel like I've done a few this week. I don't know, I can't remember now. All blurs into one. And then if I've got enough time, I might meet the brother-in-law for some lunch. I need to nip to the unit actually, because we've sold the Mark 6 Golf I was working on the other day. That's sold, so I just need to prep that for Sunday for pickup, and that'll be it for the week. Here it is. It's a Peugeot 1007 with these funky doors that slide out on the button. So what we've got on this, just a oil change, because he's just got it and he didn't know the history of it, but to be honest, the oil was pretty clean. It doesn't look like that in the video there, but maybe you can see here, quite clean. So I think they've just had it serviced, but the sump plug was washing, the sump plug was leaking, and they've put sealant all around it. Don't know why. We've got to do the drive belt because that's pretty worn, you can just see there. We've also got to change the washer pump and this wheel arch trim because it's broken. Luckily for me, the washer pump's just there. And then we've also got to do the horn, which is just down there, but again it's right there. On this wheel arch trim, we're replacing this as well. And then that's the Honda with the gearbox leak, so I'm gonna have a look into that. So this is the washer that's meant to go on it. The box does come with a crush washer as well, but it's only 25 Newton meters, so I'm sure this one will do the trick. Actually, on close inspection, this one's too small. I don't know if this one is possibly from a sump repair kit, and it's been re-threaded. This is the one it shows it should have, but let me try and put it in there and just go straight in, no threads. So we're gonna have to find a different washer, I think, for this one. Right, let's see what washers or sump plugs we've got for this. Maybe this one? fits. It's a bit tight. But it is going down. 1 second. Right, that does push down and does spin a bit freely. So it's not completely tight, but you can see the rubber. That will create a nice seal. So we use that one. Right, as you can see, no leaks. Nice and dry. We'll let that run for a little bit and double check it. We'll get on to the rest of it now. Right, I've just taken the belt off and I've found why. Because it's rubbing against this pulley. This aircon pipe is all pushed out of place. So I'm going to have to try and get that over. Stop that rubbing on this pulley. That's a bit noisy. That alternator's fine. That's the new horn on. Also got the new drive belt on. Let's get it started. That drive belt's a lot quieter, as expected. Got the horn going. Right, that's those two done. I didn't fit those wheel arch liners in the Peugeot. They were just crap, real crap quality. One was broken as well, meant to be brand new. Stuck the horn on, that worked. Washer pump, stuck that on, that didn't work. So with this customer, basically he asked me to fit stuff and I fit it. 9 times out of 10, whatever he gets works. You know, he's got half decent knowledge of cars, and it's been crashed. There was a bit of wiring repair to the pump, so I've got to check that another day. And then I moved on to the Honda and I had a quick look underneath it, and yeah, there's a union that goes into the gearbox oil cooler, I believe it is, or it's like a radiator. It's quite a big thing on those. It's yeah, like a little radiator for the oil, and that union had just snapped off, so he needs a new one of those. He's going on holiday now, so he's going to get those bits ordered up, and I'll go back another day to get the rest sorted. Now I'm just going to have a little lunch break. I don't normally have a lunch break, but my brother-in-law, he's a handyman slash builder. If he's watching this, he's rubbish. So I'm going to go meet him for lunch, and then I've got a service to do. Just again, an oil change. Oops, something went crash in the back. Rear load compartment door open. I don't think it's pushed too well. And then I've got another call for a drive belt. If I've got time, I'll go and slap that on. Yeah, I suspected. Not fully closed. Pop that in there. Sorted, hopefully. Here he is, going to be on the famous Kirby's YouTube channel. If you ever need any handyman work or building work, don't call him.
Yeehaw.
Right, last job of the week. Little Polo. I've already done an oil change on it. It's one of my good customers' son's car, first car. Just needs a bit of a look over as well. So we've done the oil. There's a few things I picked up underneath. There's a coolant temperature sensor leaking. Sump is leaking, the seals, but that might have been done before, but possibly the sealant looks fairly new. But it looks like the traders spent a bit of money on it, to be fair, so it looks like a good little car. Brake fluid needs doing, there's high moisture content in that. And we've got a bit of a misfire as well. And the handbrake just is quite high, so we're going to adjust that. But yeah, we're just having a look into this misfire. Just scanning the system first. I'll show you what I find. Right, these are the faults it's come back with. So we will just clear those off a second. See if they come back. Probably won't come back unless started actually, so I'll turn that off. I will let that run for a little bit and have a look at some live data. See, misfire. No misfires yet. So there was a complaint of a low idle, so I've got the smoke machine on, and you can see a load of smoke just coming out of that pipe here. Goes off to the brake servo, so we'll have to get that done. And there's also a pipe here, I'm not quite sure what this bit is attached to. EGR. That's the working day or week done. Just thought I'd get some tyres, front tyres on the van because they're getting low. I've got some time. That's it for the week. Right, that's been a week in the life of a mobile mechanic. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. It's just a snippet into the work I get done. This week has been quite service heavy, I'd say. Yeah, I think I've had a service every day, possibly. But yeah, it's been a busy week. Could have been busier, you know, but I think we got quite a bit done each day. Yeah, I'm ready for the weekend. I don't tend to do weekends unless it's for sort of, you know, so it makes it worthwhile to go out on a Saturday, because the whole point of going self-employed is to have more time to myself, which I don't seem to get, you know, because I'm quoting up in the evenings and whatnot. But overall, wouldn't change it. I don't think I could go back and work for somebody again now. I mean, what's the time? It's 4:15 on a Friday. Nice early finish. I've got a mow the grass, keep the wife happy, keep the neighbours happy. Looking like a mess. But yeah, if you enjoyed that whole video, give it a like, leave me a comment. What have you liked about this week? What do you reckon else I could film? Just let me know in the comments. Subscribe if this is your first time watching my channel. Have a look at the other videos. Yeah, until next time, cheers.